told your friend you're not okay.
No one was truly prepared for this moment. There were no teasers, no official announcement, no countdown. But precisely because of that, what happened next felt far more powerful, more emotional, and more groundbreaking than any comeback or major performance. Amidst the warm and serene Christmas atmosphere, Kim Taehyung appeared in a completely unconventional way, simple, quiet, yet full of meaning. And when the public realized the full members of BTS were there, the world seemed to stop for a moment. In the circulating footage, Taehyung is seen sitting casually, wearing a brown sweater that gives off a warm and intimate feel. His black hair is styled naturally, without any stagey or overly styled elements. In front of him, a small cake with a candle burning softly. His hands are clasped, his face lowered for a moment, then he looks up with an expression that's hard to describe, not a staged smile, not an idol's expression in front of the camera, but the expression of someone in the most personal space of his life. The atmosphere around him is serene. Christmas lights glow softly in the background. The Christmas tree stands with simple, unobtrusive, and unadorned decorations. All these details create an atmosphere that feels real, warm, and far from contrived. This isn't content designed to go viral, it went viral precisely because of its honesty. One thing that immediately sets this moment apart is Taehyung's expression. There are moments where he appears to smile faintly, then falls silent again. There are moments when he glances to the side, as if listening to someone nearby. There are moments where he looks down, thinking, contemplating. All of this is captured without dialogue. And that's where the power lies, the emotion that's unspoken, but felt. When news began to spread that this Christmas celebration was attended by all the BTS members, the global reaction was explosive. International media outlets responded quickly. Major entertainment portals, K-pop news accounts, and even fan forums across the globe were all talking about the same thing. The OT7 had truly come together in the most personal moment the public had seen in a long time. This wasn't just any ordinary gathering. It was symbolic. Amidst BTS's long journey, filled with phases, individual schedules, solo projects, and individual obligations, this moment served as concrete proof that BTS's foundation has never changed. They may have walked different paths, but they always returned to the same point, togetherness as seven. Taehyung, in this moment, felt like the emotional center. Not because he stood at the forefront, but because of his presence. Not dominant. Not overbearing. He was simply there, and precisely because of that, his presence felt so powerful. Every movement, every change in his facial expression, seemed to carry the long story of BTS's journey over the years. For ARMY, this moment wasn't just a Christmas celebration. It was a response to a longing that wasn't always expressed. It was a reminder that despite all the speculation, rumors, and distance created by time, BTS still chose each other. Without the need for words, without an official statement, their togetherness spoke for itself. What made this moment even more moving was its simplicity. No stage. No fancy costumes. No choreography. Just 7 people, 1 room, a Christmas atmosphere, and time that seemed to pass more slowly. That's precisely where its emotional value was so high. The public didn't see BTS as global icons, they saw BTS as people, as family. Global media outlets called this moment the most emotional Christmas celebration in K-pop. Many highlighted how one small moment could create such a profound impact. No promotional strategy, no campaign, no hidden agenda, just togetherness. And the world reacted. Taehyung's expression as the candles lit on the cake became one of the most talked about details. His gaze wasn't blank, but it wasn't a smile either. There was depth there. It was as if he was contemplating many things, the past, BTS's long journey, the challenges they had overcome, and perhaps even hopes for the future. All of this was conveyed without a single word. For BTS themselves, this moment felt like a respite from the fast-paced world. A safe space. A quiet spot amidst the global noise. And for fans, it was the most powerful reminder that BTS isn't just about music, achievements, or numbers, but about a real, enduring bond. This OT7 Christmas didn't require a lengthy explanation from anyone. The images were enough. Taehyung's expression was enough. The presence of the full BTS members was more than enough to make the world pause and take notice. And perhaps, this is what made this moment so historic. Not because of its large scale, but because of its deep meaning. The impact was felt to be growing. It didn't subside, but rather, it grew slowly but surely. The conversation about this OT7 Christmas didn't stop there. In the days that followed, bits and pieces of the moment continued to be discussed, analyzed, and interpreted from various perspectives. The world seemed to be trying to understand one simple thing that turned out to have layers of profound meaning. why this time of BTS togetherness felt so different. Many noticed that Taehyung's expression during the Christmas celebration wasn't a spontaneous, meaningless expression. There was a mature calm. There was a restrained emotion. He didn't seem to be trying to steal the spotlight, but rather, he became the center of attention because of the honesty that radiated from his face. Every gaze, every pause, every small movement seemed to carry an unspoken message about the long journey, about the passing of time, and about the bonds that remain. When the camera was no longer the primary focus, all that remained was togetherness. Taehyung sat among the other members not as V of BTS, but as Kim Taehyung, part of 7 people who had shared youth, pressure, failure, and success together. Therein lay the power of this moment. There was no hierarchy. No single spotlight. Everything felt equal, and whole. Global media began to read this moment not as a mere entertainment event, but as a symbol of BTS's stability. Many industry observers felt that this togetherness actually sent a powerful message. BTS wasn't seeking public validation. They didn't need to prove anything. They were simply demonstrating that their connection was still there, alive, and real. For ARMY, the emotional connection of this moment felt deeply personal. Many reported feeling a mix of emotions, tenderness, relief, happiness, and longing, all at once. This OT7 Christmas was like a silent answer to questions they had kept hidden. Without grand promises, without reassuring words, BTS chose to provide proof through their presence. Taehyung, once again, became the figure who embodied this collective feeling. There were moments when he seemed to be observing his surroundings intently, as if wanting to absorb every second of this togetherness. It was as if he knew this moment would never be repeated in the same way. And precisely because of that awareness, his expression became so memorable. The narrative of this Christmas evolved. It was no longer just about BTS getting together, but about the value of togetherness amidst profound change. While many groups choose distance, BTS chooses closeness, even if it's not always visible in public. And that choice speaks louder than any statement. Some international media outlets even called this moment a meaningful stillness in BTS's journey. A phase where they aren't racing to achieve new heights, but instead pause to remember why they started it all. Taehyung, in his calm way, seems to remind the world that BTS's strength has always been rooted in human relationships, not just industry. Strikingly, not a single member tries to dominate the moment. There are no over-the-top gestures. There's no attempt to create drama. Everything flows naturally. And it's precisely that naturalness that connects the world emotionally. The public doesn't feel like they're watching content, but rather witnessing real life unfolding for a moment. This OT7 Christmas is slowly becoming a new reference point. Every time there's talk about BTS's future, this moment is brought up again. Not as a promise of a comeback, not as a hidden code, but as the simplest proof that their foundation remains solid. And at the center of all that talk, Taehyung continues to emerge as a symbol of warmth and sincerity. As time passes, this moment hasn't lost its meaning. In fact, it's grown stronger. Because it wasn't built on sensationalism, but on honesty. Because it wasn't designed to go viral, but went viral because it felt real. And because it wasn't spoken with words, but with togetherness. Ultimately, this Christmas that Taehyung celebrated with the full BTS members will be remembered not as a major event in the entertainment calendar, but as a small moment with profound meaning. A reminder that despite all the changes, BTS still chooses each other. And perhaps, therein lies its most powerful message. In the midst of a changing world, BTS still comes home, together. Stay with K-pop news to follow every story, connection, hidden moment, and in-depth narrative that captures the meaning behind BTS's every step.